Hello guys, how are we all doing? Welcome back to Championship Predictions. We're back with some midweek games as the videos are flying out on the channel. As ever guys, remember to hit a like, subscribe as we're so close to 20,000 subscribers. Get your predictions down below, and I'm joined by Sophie.
Yeah, I'm just loving the midweek games, to be honest. The more football, the better.
And we're actually going to get to a football match on Wednesday. Coventry City are actually at home.
Although I'm not that excited because it's against Preston and we never do well against Preston. But let's just get into it.
Well, you'll see what our predictions are when we come on to that one. Let's start with the first game, which is between Birmingham City and Norwich City. Now, the bookies and most people would go in on Norwich here, and I think it's a sensible thing to do. Norwich are finally up and running. They look like they're going to start climbing the table. Sargent's putting the ball in the back of the net. And Birmingham City lost 2-0 away to Rotherham. That's one of your predictions that you called, to be fair. Birmingham, low on confidence. But the thing is with Birmingham, when they're in a place where you just think, I can't back them, they'll go and get something. And do you know what? A bit of a wild card early on. Birmingham get a draw. 1-1.
Okay. I'm going to back a Norwich win, to be honest. I think, yeah, Birmingham, it's not easy to go to Rotherham away at the moment. Rotherham are in quite good form, but 2-0, and any time I'd look, it was just all Rotherham, and I thought, you're not giving anything here, so a little bit spineless. And I think, yeah, Norwich are going to sweep them to one side with the 2-0 win. 2-0.
Next up to Turf Moor, Burnley versus Millwall. Burnley winning 5-1 at Wigan. That was a ruthless performance. Yeah. Now up against Millwall, who lost at home to Reading. That was one I was a little bit surprised by, but Reading are top of the league now, to be fair to them. This is a tricky one. I think based on the last few results, I'm going to have to go for Burnley. I think it's a tougher test than Wigan. Burnley might find it a bit trickier, but I still fancy them to win. I'll say 3-2.
Yeah, I'm going to go 2-1 Burnley, just because I think they've got no issues scoring, to be honest. And I think Millwall being at home, maybe they'll get one, but I can't see them winning after that loss to Reading. So 2-1 Burnley.
2-1 Burnley. Next up, Cardiff City take on Luton Town. Both picked up draws over the weekend. Luton with that 1-1 against Sheffield United. Their only win so far this season has come in Wales away at Swansea. Can they get another win in Wales away at Cardiff? Cardiff, meanwhile, 0-0 with Preston. We should have predicted that, to be honest. It was Preston.
I know.
I'll say a draw here. I think they're both solid sides. Both yet to really get going. Cardiff 1, Luton 1.
I'm actually going to back Cardiff to have another 0-0 draw. I do think, for me, this has kind of got a draw or maybe a Cardiff 1-0 win. But I'm going to back a 0-0 draw.
0-0. Okay, next up, interesting matchup between Queen's Park Rangers and Hull City. Both won 3-2 at the weekend. QPR winning away at Watford. That is very impressive. Hull City beat Coventry. Fair play to them. I do feel like we gave them a helping hand with some of our terrible goalkeeping, but nonetheless, they did win. This is a tricky one. Both will be high on confidence after that. Hull City have had a good start. QPR will be hoping this is a kick-start for their season. I can see them both picking up a point here. A 2-2 draw.
Yeah, I was going to say 2-2 as well, but I feel like I don't want to just go along the same as you. So maybe a 1-1 draw, but I can see a draw playing out. I think it's two teams in pretty good form, to be honest. QPR now hitting good form. Hull, I think they've just got off to a good start. So I think a draw would be pretty even. And I think both teams kind of would take that, so 1-1.
Now this is a good one. Sheffield United versus Reading. Top versus second. Maybe we expected Sheffield United to be up there, but not Reading. No. This is a really good matchup because Reading are now this surprise package where I feel like we've got to treat them with more respect in our predictions. Yeah. Although, going away to Sheffield United is probably one of the hardest games in the league, and I still stand by Sheffield United getting automatic promotion. I do enjoy Reading, and I think they will get on the score sheet, but 2-1 to the Blades.
Yeah, I think this is going to be quite an interesting game, to be honest. Definitely one to look out for, and I think there's going to be goals. But I agree with you. I think Reading have got off to a very, very good start, but Sheffield United away is a very tough game. So for me, it's going to be 3-2 to the Blades.
Wow, it'll be a good game, and if Reading win that, you'll have earned even more respect from us. Well done. Wigan versus West Bromwich Albion next. The Baggies fought from behind to get 2-2 at Huddersfield. Wigan destroyed by Burnley. Wigan's confidence will be low. The Championship's very unpredictable. It wouldn't surprise me if they bounce back with a win, but based on their performance against Burnley, I feel like they'll get beaten by a very strong Baggies. I'll say 3-1 West Brom.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a little bit tighter for me, but I do agree. I think the Baggies are going to win. Not quite so many goals, so I'm just going to say a 1-0 West Brom win.
1-0 West Brom, yeah. Next up we've got Watford versus Middlesbrough, the game on Sky. Middlesbrough are up and running now, and Watford's lost to QPR, so before the weekend just gone, I'd have gone Watford quite comfortably, but things have changed a little bit. Could Middlesbrough go and get something? I might still just edge Watford. I feel like they need to bounce back from that QPR game. I'll say 1-0 to Watford.
Yeah, I'm going to say 2-1 Watford. I do think they need to come back from that, because I honestly thought they would win that, and fairly comfortably. But yeah, Middlesbrough are a good team. They're not getting the results they need at the moment, and I think that's going to continue for another game. So Watford 2-1.
Okay, we move on to Wednesday. We've got Bristol City versus Huddersfield Town. Huddersfield took the lead against West Brom, 2 goals. We saw that first one from Tino Andrew, and that was a great goal. Bristol City, we predicted them to draw with Blackpool, but we didn't quite predict a 3-3. That was a thrilling game. I feel like both teams will get on the score sheet for this one, but I feel like Bristol City being at home, and they've had a decent start, I'm going to go for them. Bristol City 2-1.
Yeah, I'm actually going to back Bristol City win as well. I think they're playing quite well. They're showing they can score, but also they are conceding. However, I'm not going to back them to concede this game, so 1-0 Bristol City. 1-0
Bristol City. Okay, here's the big one. Coventry City versus Preston North End. Are you actually going 0-0?
No, I'm not.
Okay, all right.
They'll score now.
Preston, I know we'll come on to Coventry in a minute, but Preston still haven't conceded after 6 games. 5 of them have been goalless draws. It's mental. Coventry City haven't played at home yet. Away from home, I don't think we've been very good so far. If we lose this, I'm actually going to start getting worried, because I feel like back at home we need to start now picking some points up, because we've got games in hand, but we've got to start winning them, because we are a few points adrift at the bottom now. I think this will be tight. I'm going to go as far as to say Coventry will be the first team to score against Preston this season.
Okay.
But we won't win. 1-1.
Yeah, see, if it was any other team against Preston, I'd probably say 0-0. However, it's not even so much our defence, our goalkeeping. If we stick with Simon Moore, then I think they're going to score against us. I just feel like being at home, we need to get the fans kind of bouncing, and could we get our first win of the season? I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say 2-1 to Cov.
2-1 Cov?
Yeah.
That's a mental prediction. It's so hard to predict though, isn't it, that
Yeah, it's
one?
probably not going to happen, but I'll say it anyway.
Next up, Stoke City take on Swansea City. Interesting, Stoke City bouncing back quite well with a win at Blackburn. Swansea City meanwhile lost to Middlesbrough. Swansea just look very poor at the moment. I mean, I was so sort of enthusiastic for them coming into the season, but they don't look very good. And you can maybe see some positive signs now for Stoke City. I'll go 2-1 Stoke.
Yeah, I'm going to go 1-0 Stoke. I did think Swansea might pick up something at the weekend, but they didn't, and they are looking a little bit shaky. Like, even with that penalty shot, I don't even think they should have got that penalty, to be honest. It should have been 2-0. And I think, yeah, they're going to lose again midweek, so 1-0.
Next up to the Stadium of Light, Sunderland versus Rotherham. They both came up from League One last season, and they both got off to very decent starts. I think this will be a really interesting game. Rotherham are still going very strong without having been beaten yet. Sunderland were beaten for the first time at home, but that was against Norwich, so that's, you know...
Understandable.
Yeah. This is tricky. Because I like them both, I'm maybe going to be a bit boring and sit on the fence. They've both been good. I'll say 2-2.
See, this is going to be my wild card this week. I think most people will back Sunderland being at home. However, with the form Rotherham are in, maybe not so much amazing form away from home, but I do think they're going to pick up the 3 points. 2-1 to the Millers.
2-1 Rotherham, there you go. You got their prediction right last week. The last game is Blackpool versus Blackburn. Blackburn have now lost a few in a row after winning their first few in a row. Blackpool were involved in that thriller against Bristol City 3-3. Just feel like Blackburn's confidence will be quite low at the moment. It looks like they created quite a few chances against Stoke, but they couldn't get the ball in the back of the net. I think going away to Blackpool's going to be quite tricky, considering their form coming into this. I think Blackpool will be better than them. 3-1.
Yeah, I'm going to say 2-0 Blackpool. Again, a few weeks ago when Blackburn were in really good form, I would have backed them probably to get the 3 points. However, yeah, they've dropped right off. I don't know what's going on there. And I think 3-3 against Bristol City is not a bad result, but I do think they're going to pick up the 3 points midweek, so 2-0.
There you go, guys. That wraps up our predictions. Make sure to get your predictions down below. Hit that like button if you haven't already, and subscribe as we're so close to 20,000 subscribers. We will see you all in the next one. Peace out.